One of the top reasons for the Giants' recent hot streak is their offense. With contributions up and down the lineup, the Giants have won 7 of their last 9. But today, they will be put to the test facing one of baseball's best, Max Scherzer. 3-time Cy Young Award winner. He's 10-1 this year. The finale of the series, Giants-Nats. It's a muggy, humid day with a chance of rain in the forecast from Nationals Park in our nation's capital. The Giants and the Nationals, the finale of the series. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Javier Lopez and Dave Fleming. Also, Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow are on assignment. And the Giants, the chance to take this series. Derek Holland will try and secure the game for them. But if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it against one of the best in the game, maybe the best in the game right now, Max Scherzer, who comes in with a record of 10-1. His ERA is below 2.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a 9-game win streak. And what you're going to see, what you're going to look for today when he's facing these right-handers, you're going to look at the fastball, changeup, and more of the slider with these right-handers. And when he's facing the lefties, fastball, changeup, cutter. The occasional curveball just to keep him off balance, just for show. All plus pitches, all nasty stuff. And really what the Giants are going to try to do is swing early, swing often, and try to take advantage of the 1 or 2 mistakes he's going to give, leave a ball over the middle of the plate. You can't miss him. All
right, so here we go. Pablo Sandoval has had the best success in the past of all the Giants in the lineup here today, but 3 or 4 guys have actually taken him deep at times over the years. So we'll see if anybody can do it here today. Stay tuned now. We'll be back to get the ball game started. We'll have the lineups, first pitch, when we return.
Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
Back at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. for the finale of this 3-game series. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 78 degrees, the game time temperature, although I think it may have risen a little bit since we last checked it. Slight winds and the humidity at 66%, and there is a chance of rain showers a little bit later on. The Giants batting order now is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Joe Panic hits first at second. Buster Posey hitting second, the catcher. Pablo Sandoval, who's hit 400 in the last 11 games, most of those in the period of time where Brandon Belt has been on the disabled list. Brandon Crawford, shortstop, hitting cleanup. 326 average for the year. Longoria, third base. Pence in left. Mac Williamson in right, hitting seventh. Austin Jackson, the center fielder. Derek Holland, the pitcher, batting ninth.
Taking the mound for the Washington Nationals today, Max Scherzer, and look at those numbers right there. He's 10-1 through 13 starts. He's riding a 9-game win streak, and you can look at that right there. Numbers speak for themselves. He's going to attack the zone. Last start, 81 strikes, 18 balls for the entire outing. So he's going to be around the zone early and often.
And a fastball is right in there to Joe Panic.
What you can see from Max Scherzer is basically the fastball, but when he's facing the lefties, he's going to go fastball, changeup, cutter. With the righties, fastball, changeup, slider, occasional curve.
Back out of play. That one right out at the outside corner. Panic took one right down the middle. And Bruce Bochy before the game was talking about the best approach against Scherzer. And you alluded to it in your open, Javi, that you might only get one pitch that might be a good one. And you should be ready to go, even if it's the very first pitch. And there's the ball outside. 1-2 the count. Going up there with the idea, I'm going to take some pitches against this guy, maybe is not the best.
I don't think that's the best unless you want him just to get tired and get the pitch count up and get out of the game early.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Second baseman, Defoe, 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at the Nationals defense behind Scherzer today. Starting in the outfield from left to right, Soto, Taylor, Harper. Left side of the infield will be Rendon and Turner. Right side will be Defoe and Mark Reynolds. And Pedro Severino will be doing the catching.
Max Scherzer, 33 years old. 6 feet 3 inches tall. And he just seems to get better and better with age. And that's the breaking ball in there for a called strike to Buster Posey. Now Buster is one of several Giants who has a home run on his record against Scherzer. Buster only 2 hits though total in 12 at bats. From deep short, Trey Turner, 2 down. Our Mercedes pivotal play, 2012 World Series Game 4. Buster Posey with a 2-run homer against Scherzer in the top of the 6th inning. That gave the Giants the lead.
I'd say that's a big homer.
And that's his 1 home run against Max Scherzer. And it came at a pretty big time.
Picked a good one.
Giants were going for the sweep of that World Series, and they got it in extra innings. So here now is Pablo Sandoval. And had the big shift on for Pablo, not the total overshift. Pablo squaring around as if to bunt, taking a fastball for a called strike. Pablo has 6 hits in 17 career at bats, including 2 home runs against Max Scherzer. Okay, way off the inside. Huh.
I guess he can throw a ball.
Now, do you think that was a mistake, or did he have some intent there?
Definitely a mistake. But that pitch cast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company, and just keeping the big fella honest. That's all he's doing.
Going to the outside here. And he's off the outside. So he missed way off the inside by a couple of feet and well off the outside as well. 2-1 to Pablo. Double and 2 homers in his career in 17 at-bats versus Scherzer. And he curves it off the outside. 3-1. Well, Scherzer being oh so careful here against Pablo. Brandon Crawford is on deck.
Imagine he's getting right back into the zone. It'll be a challenge pitch.
And he walks him. So a 2-out walk. The Giants get their first base runner. And now Brandon Crawford will come up. Giants saw Scherzer at AT&T Park in the final game of the series with the Nationals back in April 25th. And Brandon Crawford had a double in 3 at-bats. He scored a run against him. And Crawford 4 for 14, including 2 doubles and a homer. Crawford, of course, has been hitting everybody well lately. When he had that double against Scherzer, he was not hitting well.
Yeah, this is a guy you want up with a guy on at least facing Scherzer. Hot man versus hot man.
That's a base hit to right that almost hit Pablo. We got Harper with a great arm. Pablo will stop at second base. So immediately Crawford pulling one through that open hole with first baseman Mark Reynolds on the bag against the runner.
Yeah, you see nothing Reynolds could do. Pablo doing a nice job getting out of the way. But you got to be aggressive against Scherzer. He's going to give you something. He's going to attack you. That's the way he pitches. He's going to be aggressive in the zone.
Since the 1st of May, Brandon Crawford is hitting .426, the by far highest batting average of any player in the big leagues since then. 0-1 the count to Evan Longoria, who actually is the Giants' leading RBI man in the actual total number of RBIs. .247 average, only a .275 on base percentage. 2 on, 2 out. Strike 2, another off-speed pitch.
He's gone back-to-back sliders. Good sequence. You want to get him. You want to get Scherzer into the stretch. The Giants have done that. But now it's protect mode. Try to find a spot. Serve one into right. The Harper's playing deep.
And now he comes after him at 95 miles an hour. And he has that fastball that has that, gives the hitter the idea that it's kind of rising, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's got carry through the zone. When you look at his stuff, he really drives off that back leg, drops down, drives through. Big, tall guy, lanky guy, gets good extension. But he does appear like the ball's just going to rise on you.
0-2 to Longoria. And that's a foul tip off the glove of Severino. And then he tried to catch it on the rebound. Not quite. So just barely. Longoria still alive.
And that would have been really impressive to see that right there, to have the reaction time. Longoria just gets a piece, and look, barehand, almost barehands that play. That's a great read. That's a tough one for many catchers to pick up. And the ball just right over their head.
You don't see many strikeouts on a foul tip that would have been recorded that way. Still 0-2. And way inside and low with the off-speed pitch.
And there's the changeup, and that's the one thing that Scherzer does do a lot. He'll throw the right-handers changeups. He likes the right-on right change. Definitely will throw it to the lefties. The pitch you don't see a whole lot to the righties is the curveball, but you have seen a few of them flipped in this inning so far. You're probably getting a slider or another fastball away here.
Struck him out. A fastball that ran a little bit off the outside corner. The Giants strand 2. 0-0. take a look at the Giants' opponents. Batting order now brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For the Nats, it'll be Turner at short. Bryce Harper hitting second. 19 home runs, leading the National League for the season. It'll be Anthony Rendon, third base. Mark Reynolds hitting cleanup at first. Juan Soto, the phenom, in left field, 19 years old. Michael Taylor in center. Wilmer Defoe at second. Pedro Severino behind the plate. Max Scherzer, the pitcher, bats ninth.
And taking the mound for the Giants this afternoon will be Derek Holland, making his 13th start. You look at the numbers there. The thing that jumps off the page for me is the left-handed hitters hitting 136 off him. That's 5th lowest in the National League. Righties are the ones that he's got to do it, but how he's going to do it is going fastball, curveball, changeup, slider, 4-pitch mix. Really needs glove side command to set everything else up. That pitch right there.
0-1 to Turner.
Really started using his changeup more now, and that's really been an effective pitch for him. But with Holland, he just needs to get ahead to set up that off-speed stuff.
And again to the inside, fouled away, strike 2.
Let's take a look at the Giants' defense behind Holland this afternoon. Starting the outfield from left to right will be Pence, Jackson, Williamson. Left side of the infield will be the Gold Glovers, Longoria and Crawford. On the right side, Panic and Sandoval, and Buster Posey will be doing the catching.
0-2 the count. And it's foul on the third base side. Well, there's a chance that some rain could be headed in this direction. Whether it would be a rain heavy enough to cause the game to stop for a while remains to be seen. They are calling for showers from the last we were given. That's off the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. When you're a player, do you give any thought to the possibility of rain, that maybe you might need to score early to have the lead when it becomes an official game?
I think those thoughts do go through a lot of the guys' heads, especially on a getaway day.
Foul ball.
And especially when you're facing the best guy in all of Major League Baseball. You know, runs will be at a premium today, so you try to score early, score often, take advantage of some mistakes, and when you're on defense, quick outs.
But right now, Trey Turner giving Holland a workout. This will be the 6th pitch from Holland to Turner. Jumped ahead of him, has been ahead of him on the count throughout this plate appearance. And that is yanked foul over toward the far end of the Giants dugout. Still 1-2. Arizona playing in Colorado. And that game is in the top of the 4th inning, 1-0 Arizona leading. The Dodgers hosting Atlanta in LA, just starting. Last of the 1st inning, no score there. High in the air, Pence moving a little bit toward left center. 1 away. So Turner made him throw a lot of pitches, but Holland wins the duel. 1 out, Bryce Harper now. Last night, Paul Goldschmidt, who had been so cold in the worst slump of his career, then he got to San Francisco and he just wore the Giants out for 3 days, although the Giants won the series. Then he went to Denver and hit 2 homers and a double Friday night. He hit 2 more homers last night.
That game was back and forth last night. Typical Rocky game out in Coors Field. 12-7 finish. Diamondbacks put 6 up in the 8th inning to basically put that baby to bed, but that was a typical game. It's never over.
The 4 homers in 2 games. I read that it was the first time in his career that he had multiple home runs in consecutive games for Goldschmidt. That just missed off the outside. 92 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike. But then in the 9th inning, he got drilled. A little bad.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
Nolan Arenado.
Okay.
Hang loose today. There's a ball down and away. 2-1. And that probably is what Nolan Arenado's thinking.
Yeah, he's not happy.
2 balls and a strike to the dangerous Bryce Harper. Not hitting well for average, only .232, but leading the league in home runs, as we mentioned. 0-0 here. 1 out, nobody on. 1st inning. Off the inside with the fastball. 3-1 the count. Now, Holland, mostly been an American League pitcher. over the years. In the Nats lineup today, only Mark Reynolds has ever faced him in the past. And a foul into the crowd off to the left.
How far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo Pretzel Rami. And that was yesterday right there off the bat of Bryce Harper. The solo shot off a tie block. See the numbers there, going 437 feet into right center, getting the hug from Adams. That is the longest home run actually Bryce Harper has hit this year of the 19 so far.
3-2 count, and he dribbles one foul off to the right of the plate. Good 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Holland there. So Harper's making him work. This next pitch will be the 7th to Harper.
He's been striking out. He's, like you mentioned, the numbers aren't what they're. The power numbers are there, but the average is not. He's been striking out an awful lot in his at bats. He's got 25 and 79 at bats against left-handed pitchers.
Wow,
so far this season.
About a third of his at bats against him. Pablo is shading him in that direction right along the line and gets the unassisted put out. Harper is gone. 2 down. And here comes Anthony Rendon. The Nationals facing the left-hander. The Nats as a team hitting .240 against left-handed pitching so far this year. And that's just a little bit better than they've done against right-handers. .236 against right-handed pitching. But Rendon is one of the guys you figure to do well against lefties, and in fact he's hitting .327 against lefties this year. And that is a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, these are the next 2 guys that are doing the most damage with the left-handed pitching. So you do want to be facing them with nobody on, where you can have no head in the count. And Derek Collins doing a good job of that so far.
2 down, nobody on. Strike 2 call. Fastball on the inside.
Perfectly executed. Right where Buster wanted it. Now he's looking for the strikeout pitch. Show it again. See that perfect location. Hits a spot. Finishes through the target. Now you got a chance to get him to chase something down or up. And looks like they're going up with the fastball.
You think you want to be up a little bit more than that?
Want to be a little bit higher, but you want to definitely be at the top of the zone there, which he was. Changing sight lines. He could bounce a breaking ball right on the plate here would be a good idea. See what they go with.
And he struck him out. So, very strong first inning for Holland. Hunter Pence coming up.
Is brought to you by Redwood Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Inning number 2 from Washington as we look in from the bleachers. Here's Hunter Pence at the plate against Scherzer. A slow bouncer, third base side, and it just goes foul. And kicked there by Rendon as soon as it went foul. That ensures that it's just going to be a foul ball.
And that's one way to do it right there. To go with a little bit of a kick save. Doing his quick tryout for the DC United right across the street, new stadium. There he is laughing about it. Fancy footwork.
And the World Cup, Soccer World Cup is about to begin.
That's right.
Hunter Pence swinging the bat well when he's had the chance. That is called strike. At the knees with a fastball, 94-mile-an-hour heater, and it's 0-2. Williamson on deck, Austin Jackson due up third. Right-handed hitters have not fared well against Scherzer this year, or for a few years now. And that is all for Hunter Pence. One away.
Don't miss out on your chance to score one of the most popular giveaway items of the summer on Sunday, June 24th. The first 25,000 fans will receive a Mount Rushmore statue excuse me, presented by CarMax. This item features Giant legends Bonds, McCovey, Williams, Mays. Buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com.
Strike one to Mac Williamson. 274 average for Mac. He chased 0-2. Right-handed hitters coming into this game for the year hitting 147 against Max Scherzer. Did a little crossfire action there with a fastball off the outside at 95.
There's not many things that Max Scherzer is not real good at when you look at everybody's list of, again, wins aren't important. Just ask any starter, they don't care, even though he's 10-1. Opponent batting average is where it needs to be. He's 4-0 at home with a 1.85.
And the fastball blew it by him. Struck out 3 consecutive right-handed hitters.
Well, you mentioned a little bit of crossfire. He has that kind of low 3/4 arm slot. And you just see it right here. He drops and drives just enough. Gets that carry through the zone.
2 down, bases empty, and here is Austin Jackson. You might think, oh, right-handers don't hit this guy. Should load up on lefty. Well, lefties are hitting 192 against him. That's just all a relative thing. And 0-2.
Beautiful changeup there. Backed up the fastball with the changeup, arm side. Good action late life. He's gotten ahead of every single hitter. Good take right there. 3 pitches, 3 different ones. Fastball, then the changeup, and now throws the slider for the punch out. Good take by Jackson. Severino trying to frame it, bring it back into the zone, but definitely a ball.
1-2. Holland, the pitcher, on deck. And that is all. Strikes out the side. And in that good an inning, it took 11 pitches to strike out the 3.
Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
All Giants games on NBC Sports Bay Area are streamed live on the NBC Sports app for mobile or tablet. Stream the Giants on the go. Brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. I'm John Miller with Javier Lopez. Dave Fleming will be along in the middle innings. From the radio side, Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow are on assignment. Last of the second here in our nation's capital. As the cleanup man, Mark Reynolds, leads off against Derek Holland. 0-0 score. And the curve is low for ball one. Now, Reynolds is the only guy in the Nationals lineup who's ever faced Holland in a big league game before. He's had 3 hits and 10 at-bats against him, but all singles, which is a pretty good result if you're a lefty facing Reynolds. Keep him in the yard. Off the inside, 2-0. Mark Reynolds has only played 18 games for the Nationals and 59 official at-bats, but he has 6 home runs. Filling in for the injured Ryan Zimmerman. That's a base hit to center field.
Well, another single like he had mentioned. Keeping him to the base hits. 2-0. Fastball just trying to get back into the count. Mark Reynolds not trying to do too much with that one. Outer third with the pitch and just drives it into center field. And Nats have their first hit of the ballgame.
Now Reynolds, if you had not seen Reynolds in years with his approach from the way it used to be, you might have been surprised by that. 2-0 count, because he was the guy who used to kind of swing from the hips and he was trying to launch everything out of the ballpark.
He's definitely a guy that I think the Giants are happy to not have in their division anymore. I know the Rockies definitely would want to have him back if they could.
And they could have. There's Soto with a swinging strike. Luis Soto, the 19-year-old phenom. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to him. Soto hitting .328 with 3 home runs and 4 doubles. And he's only had 58 at-bats. Off the inside, 2-1.
He's hitting .348 off the left-handed pitching too, so that he's not intimidated by these lefties at all. Of the home runs he has, it's against these lefties. Another quality pitch by Derek Holland. Buster trying to bring it back into the zone, taken.
Two and two now.
And now we'll see the approach that we've seen the last few nights. 2 strikes spread out. Widen himself in the box. Choke up.
Full count. Runner not going. And a foul. Just barely staying alive on that one. 3-2 the count. Nationals only have 2 left-handed hitters in their batting order, Harper and Soto. Against the left-hander, Derek Holland. Holland has held left-handed hitters to a 136 batting average for the year. Another foul by Soto to stay alive. 3-2.
5th best, 5th lowest in the National League. He's got nasty stuff against these guys. And you got the Gold Glovers now in the infield. He's looking for a ball on the ground. Got to be quick with Soto, but got him reaching for something here. He's had him swing through 2 straight sliders.
That is a base hit to left center. Pence over to cut it off. Reynolds will stop at second. Pretty good at bat there for the rookie Juan Soto.
Really was spoiled off some good fastballs in, some different pitches, some different looks. Try to get back with that slider. Slider stays up just enough. You look at it right there, and with that approach of just spreading out in the box, letting his hands do the work, kept his hands back, just slaps it into left for a base hit. Now it's first and second. Nobody out.
Holland in a jam now. Michael Taylor. Strike one. Nationals with a runner in scoring position for the first time. And it's quickly ahead of Taylor. 0-2 now.
Taylor's been swinging a hot bat as of late. In his last 16 games, he's hitting over 300. He's got a lot of speed, but he does strike out a lot. He's another guy. Struck out 26 times in 67 at bats against left-handed pitching.
And he's back out of play. And he's a guy who last year, and he really blossomed as a big league hitter. And he kind of wore out left-handed pitching.
He's got plenty of talent, that's for sure. We've seen the defensive side on display. And the arm, the speed.
Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good idea there. Keep him honest. If you're going to miss in, especially up in the count 0-2, you have a chance to make him chase. See if they try to elevate or throw that back foot slider that worked on Rendon in the first inning.
Was down off his foot. He hits the deck. Ouch.
Yeah, that was the slider right there. I'm on the old toe. Trainer's not too concerned. Paul Lassard, Dale Gilbert.
Fine.
They're just going to stand there and watch the call the old tow truck. Looks like, yep, right there. Take another look at it. Boom, right off the top of that Adidas logo.
Reynolds at second. Soto at first. Nobody out. Nothing in the second inning.
This is where, as a pitcher, you go right back in there.
To third. Longoria 1 to first. A double play. Soto moves to second.
Good sequence there. Great play by Evan Longoria to be able to come up and make that read. The only play he really had. A nice easy 2-hopper. Able to step on the bag. Accurate throw to Panda. Taylor really had no chance. Plus that toe's probably throbbing a little bit. He's not busting it down the line. Just like that, 2 away. Nice sequence by Holland. Even better play by Longoria.
2 down, but still a runner in scoring position. Here is Wilmer Difo, a switch hitter, batting right-handed. And he hangs the curve up and away. Ball 1. And Reynolds led off the inning with a single, and Soto, after a protracted at bat, also hit a single. But then Taylor hits the double play ball. The outfield straight away. And Difo went after it. 78 miles an hour.
Nice job doubling up on the curveball. Trying to miss with the release point the first time. Come back, find it. Well executed. Good spot for a fastball in or a changeup. See what he does here.
Ooh, beauty. Strike 2.
Slider. Real good feel for that breaking ball right now. Looks like Holland's starting to find a little bit of a groove. Well executed there. Late life. Hard break down in the zone. Legs out of that swing. Difo just trying to make contact there.
Severino, the catcher, another right-handed hitter on deck, would be next. 2 down in the inning. Soto leads away from second. And went right back to it again. even lower and out of the strike zone for the strikeout. Strong inning under duress.
There are delicious sides, including the new Sriracha Lime Tempura Green Beans. Visit habitburger.com for a location near you.
From Nationals Park in Washington, it is a 0-0 score. The Giants 1 hit, the Nationals with 2 as we start the 3rd inning. And Derek Holland will lead off here against Max Scherzer, taking ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one now. Holland has not done a whole lot of hitting. 1 hit, 19 at bats so far. 1 and 2. Although every once in a while he'll take a swing where you think, wow, he looks like he actually can hit.
Yeah, he's a switch hitter too. I think his sole job right now is to see if he can work about 2 or 3 more pitches out of Max Scherzer.
Nope. Change up. That's 5 straight strikeouts for Scherzer.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into their X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Joe Paddock. And that came back on the outside for call strike. Now, is that the slider or the cutter?
That's the cutter. That's really what he throws a lot to these lefties. He's going to throw that pitch there, back it up with the changeup, and then the fastball.
Oh, 2. Foul tipped that ball into the glove of Severino, the catcher. Joe Paddock, 2 hits in 12 career at bats against Scherzer, although the 2 hits both for extra bases, both doubles. And he's behind the count here, 0-2. Right down into the dirt.
There's a rare curveball. You see Severino right before that pointing, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it. Don't trust in me, and that's what you want out of your catcher. Trust that he's going to block a ball like that.
Two and 2. What's so funny?
Then he gets a changeup and he tries the backhand, trusts the hands, and it goes to the backstop. So maybe that's not what he's thinking.
is the 6th strikeout in a row for Max Scherzer. Host your next event at AT&T Park this summer. There are group plans available. It's a great way to experience Giants baseball with friends, family, and colleagues. Birthdays, anniversaries, corporate events, even bachelor and bachelorette parties with group tickets. Group packages start at 25 people. Of course, you could have more. Call 415-972-2298, 415-972-2298, or sfgiants.com/groups. Another swing and a miss for the Giants, and all of a sudden Scherzer is on some kind of a roll. Starting with Longoria, whom he struck out to end the first inning. He has struck at everybody since. Buster grounded out to short his first time. 0-0 in the third inning. From deep behind the bag, Rendon off the bag, and Buster is tagged out anyway. Still 0-0. Derek Holland will head back to the mound. On this date, 106 years ago, at the Giants' old home in New York, the Polo Grounds, Giants catcher Chief Myers hit for the cycle against the Cubs. It was the first cycle, single, double, triple, homer by a catcher in Major League history. Of course, there's been quite a bit of Major League history since then, since 1912. But Chief Myers was the first catcher ever to do it.
The Chief.
Here is the Nationals catcher, Pedro Severino, to lead off against Derek Holland. In there for a called strike. One and one now. That ball hit high in the air to left field. Pence in just a little bit. One away. We're in the third inning. In the fourth, that man will be moving down the hall to join Javier Lopez here in the television booth. Dave Fleming in the KNBR radio booth for now. He's got his NBC's Sports Bay Area shirt on.
He's ready.
As always, prepared and ready to go. But Dave, when he comes here, he's coming home. Mom and Dad still live over in Alexandria, which is almost part of Washington, although it's in Virginia, but very close by. Historic city. And for me, the main history is that Dave Fleming comes from there.
Definitely.
Back to the screen by Max Scherzer. Now Scherzer, he's a pitcher, but he can handle the bat. He's hitting .273 for the year and has 4 runs batted in. They used him as a pinch hitter in game 1 of the series on Friday night. He grounded out to short against Andy Suarez. 1 out, nobody on, nothing in the 3rd inning. And that one runs out of the strike zone, down and in. 2-1. He's in danger of walking the opposing pitcher. I'm guessing that every so often this helps Scherzer get some of those hits. He gets ahead of the count. Pitcher needs to throw him a strike. What do you think?
I think that's definitely one of the things. You kind of always think the pitcher's the easy out. Next thing you know, you got a 3-1 count. It's just kind of what happens.
Now it's 3-2.
He's going for the downs, frustrated with the swing. I'm sitting here looking at the Chiefs' numbers. That year he hit for the cycle, that was one of the 6 home runs he hit.
Chief Myers?
Yeah.
On the move, Williamson, but this is back out of play.
Just to let you know what baseball was like back then, he finished 3rd in the MVP with 6 homers.
So a pretty good year.
Yeah, it was hit. He hit 358.
Now that's really good for a catcher. I mean, it's pretty good for
I
anybody.
love that you got to, yeah.
But a catcher,
you got to qualify with
wow.
For a catcher.
Probably didn't get too many infield hits, that's for sure. Of course, the old Polo Grounds was a very unusual ballpark. Those were the early days of the Polo Grounds. But it was, what, 279 feet to the left field foul pole, 257 to the right field foul pole, and 483 to straightaway center. And that is a walk for Max Scherzer. That is the first time that he has walked this year. Here's the leadoff man, Trey Turner, the runner at first. Popped up. Posey coming back. And it's over the backstop into the crowd. One ball and 1 strike. Giants will be in Miami starting tomorrow night. And Madison Bumgarner will make his 2nd start of the year up against the left-hander from Taiwan, Wei Yin Chen. 4:10 first pitch. NBC Sports Bay Area. And that's back over the screen out of play. 3 o'clock pregame live. And the game telecast will start at 4 o'clock Pacific time from Marlins Park in Miami.
Little drive time baseball.
Yes, and the game also on KNBR on the Giants Radio Network tomorrow, if you happen to be in your car. Dwayne Kuiper will be back from assignment to work with Javier Lopez in Miami.
And you'll be going on assignment?
I'm going on assignment to the radio booth.
Perfect.
What do you mean by that? Oh, what a pickup by Longoria. There's one. Panic to first. Not in time. Turner's just too fast, but that was a great grab at third on a wicked hop by Longoria.
Tremendous play. Bad hop. Able to stay with it. Take another look right here. Comes up on him, gets it. Great feed to Panic. Panic with those quick hands. The Turner even better speed, but great job by Longoria to keep that in front and getting out. Throw a strike. Gold Glovers doing Gold Glove things.
Rather astonishing that he could even think about a double play with Turner's speed, but that looked like you wouldn't have blamed him if it just shot right on by him.
Took a funky hop off that grass. Nonetheless, 2 outs, lefty-lefty matchup. Oh.
And that's all for Turner, and that's all for the Nationals. And Turner wants a balk called, but I don't think he's going to get satisfaction on this one. Dave Fleming will be along in the middle innings. It is 0-0. Heading to the 4th. Sandoval, Crawford, Longoria coming up.
It's 0-0 here, top of the 4th, and here to tell you about it is Dave Fleming.
That was not a balk, was it? From Derek
That was
Holland?
clean. That was really clean.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Trey Turner was a little unhappy with that.
Take a peek at it here. It's you get 45, but some of these umpires will tell you you got all the way down to where the running lane starts, where that white chalk starts when you're a lefty.
We see pitchers who are much more egregious than that, who don't get called for balks.
Definitely.
Well, Pablo Sandoval, who drew a walk against Max Scherzer, that's an accomplishment. Ahead of the count, 2-0.
I guess he knows the one guy that's been real hot against him. We talked about the fact that last start he went 81 strikes, 18 balls. That's amazing.
Pablo had a good cut there, fouled it off. I mean, that's Greg Maddux like with 5 miles per hour more of velocity.
Yeah, he's been the best for a reason. 3 Cy Youngs and counting.
Well, if it ended today, he'd easily win his 4th. Good news for everybody else is it doesn't end today.
There's the line right there that I was talking about. Derek Holland actually mentioned during spring training that he was told by umpires you can actually aim at the beginning of where that line is and it would still be okay to throw over to first.
Ball 4. How about that? Mr. Walk, Pablo Sandoval. I want to look at this again. Where's that foot headed? And I mean, that's a good angle. It's maybe not the best angle to determine exactly where that foot is headed, but it's definitely toward first place as opposed to toward home plate.
It is. That's a clean move. He just kind of caught Turner a little bit. I shouldn't say asleep at the wheel, because you have Harper coming up. He just didn't want to. He wants to be able to get a jump in case he hit one into the gap, but just got caught flat-footed.
So now Crawford against Scherzer. Crawford's got the only Giants hit. He takes a fastball for a strike. Brandon jumped on the first pitch he saw in his first at bat and ripped it into right field. He's got the batting average up to .329.
Just hasn't cooled off, and that's such a great sign for Giants fans.
Oh, 2.
One of the rare curveballs that he's going to throw.
He really doesn't throw many of them.
No, you look at it here, just trying to get something other than that sequence that he's normally going with, the fastballs, changeups, and cutters to these lefties. He just decided to slow him up a little bit.
Oh, 2. Way outside. Looked like a changeup that didn't react the way he wanted it to. Well, I'm trying to check Scooter Jeanette's numbers after today. He got another hit. Jeanette's hitting .340. He's the National League leader in batting average. Crawford .329. He's in the top 5.
He'll be here next month.
It's almost a lock. I was going through today who else at shortstop in the National League could be an all-star. Fouled off. I mean, Crawford to me should start the game whether the fans vote him in or not. Giants fans would have an influence in that. Hopefully Giants fans are motivated to send Crawford here as the starting shortstop. Trey Turner's got a case to be an all-star. He's having a good year, and Trevor Story has good numbers. He's having a good year.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's Crawford who stands above by far. 2-2.
Great take. Recognized it early. The action on that changeup, it's just nasty.
So after the leadoff walk to Pablo, Crawford making Scherzer work here. Scoreless game. A longer pause. 2-2 is driven to right field, very deep, and maybe that'll help get Crawford to the All-Star game. Into the second deck. How hot is this guy? A monster home run against Scherzer. 2-0 Giants. Wow.
Well, he got it again. The combo that he throws against these lefties, fastballs, changeups, cutter, tries to go cutter under the hands, just leaves it. I shouldn't even say he leaves it over the plate. It's just better recognition by Brandon Crawford. Just puts barrel on it. He keeps the hands back, trusts the hands, and just absolute no doubt blast into the second deck.
Ball 1 to Evan Longoria. Man, against a guy who is harder to hit right now than anybody in baseball, who's just been dominating hitters. Crawford's 2 for 2 with a second deck home run.
Both of them have been hit very hard. If John was here, he'd give me the stat cast on it. I don't have that info right in front of me.
Do you want it?
I will. Well, go ahead. You can have it. You got to it first.
You look up this one. I'm going to go try to find the first. Did John give you the first one? The Crawford base hit?
Well, that one was 106 off the bat.
The home run.
The homer, yes.
Longoria to right center field. Taylor calls off Harper. That's the first out.
He just gets the foot down. That is a loud smash with the sound. In case you're wondering, that's that 28-degree launch angle that where everyone was looking for. Ball traveled 406 feet.
Seemed like it went a lot farther than that.
It sounded like it.
Pence takes a strike. Power. Some patience from Crawford. He's been drawing some walks. The excellent defense, as always, could well be headed toward another Gold Glove at shortstop. And a top 5 in the league batting average. I mean, you can make a strong argument for MVP of the league for Brandon Crawford.
I like it. Hey,
strong,
why not? You're right.
Strong argument.
Somehow the defensive metrics need to be fixed up. I think he only has 1 or 2 defensive runs saved somehow. I don't even know how that's a thing. He passes the eye test for pretty much anybody.
Yes, he does.
So I don't know how you really come up with all that, but
in the dirt, I think the defensive metrics have become better, but they're not perfect. 106, that 28-degree launch angle you're talking about.
Just the sound.
It's an awesome sound.
It's a good sound.
An explosion. Pence hit that one hard. Very foul. Good sounding foul ball.
Making Max Scherzer work now a little bit. Slowly rising with the pitch count, still well under control.
But I think you're right, and it is a thin bullpen today for the Nationals. The Giants have forced the Nationals bullpen to throw a lot of innings, a lot of pitches in the 2 games of this series so far. The luxury for any manager when you got a guy like Scherzer is you figure, well, at least today's going to be a quiet day for the bullpen. Who knows? Maybe not. Pence into the mitt. No, not held by Severino, so he stays alive.
Hanging in, spoiling pitches. The Pens back to 9 guys again. Now with Strasburg on the DL. So Suero came back. So they do have some arms, but you're right. They've covered a lot of innings the last couple days.
2-2 to Pence. And he fouls another one back out of play. Hunter's hanging in there.
Had a chance to talk with Hunter when I first got into town, and he said it's still a work in progress, the stance, the new look, but he said he's just seeing the ball so much better.
This is the 9th pitch of this at bat. He's going to see at least a 10th.
You can see it there. He's battling. He's fighting off some real tough pitchers, off a real nasty pitcher, and he's just giving himself more of a chance, more of an opportunity, and making him work.
Well, Hunter started on Friday night, had 2 run-scoring hits, hit both of them very hard. Went inside. He's seeing the ball well against Scherzer.
A real good take there. 97 under the hands.
Mac Williamson waiting on deck. This will be the 11th pitch of the at bat to Pence. (3-2) on the ground, foul. At some point, Max Scherzer is going to be ticked off.
He's taking a run at Belt's record. he's halfway there.
He is just about halfway there.
He's to go. This has to result in the base hit to right. It just has to. Just how it needs to end.
Another 3-2. Pence to left field. He hit that pretty well, but it's hanging for Soto. After all that, it's on number 2. He can still feel good about that at bat. Feel better when you get a hit, but I think the facial expression tells it all.
He knows he just missed that one just enough. Just enough off the barrel to get the fly ball, but real good at bat. Saw all kinds of pitches, all kinds of spots in the zone, able to fight it off and work full count.
Scherzer's capable of throwing a lot of pitches going deep into a game, but this is pitch number 69, and it misses to Williamson, so he's going to throw at minimum 70 in the first 4 innings. For him, that's a lot. Pablo gets some credit for that. He's drawn a couple walks. Williamson off the end of the bat, just a pop up. Turner for out number 3. But I would argue one of the most impressive swings of the year for a Giants hitter.
No question.
Against the guy who's been the best in the business, Max Scherzer. Brandon Crawford does it again. A 2-run homer puts the Giants ahead 2-0.
May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
A lightning bolt off the bat of Brandon Crawford has put the Giants ahead 2-0 against Max Scherzer and the Nats. A 2-run homer. Derek Holland back to work here in the 4th against Bryce Harper, who takes strike 1 right down at the bottom of the zone. Good pitch from Holland. Harper, who grounded out in his first at bat. He was at the plate when the 3rd inning ended. Trey Turner got picked off, which really isn't supposed to happen when you got the league leader in home runs at the plate.
Holland will take it. You got to try it, especially with a guy that's going to be able to steal, try to get in a scoring position, check to see where he's at. But now you got the lefty-lefty matchup, and Holland's been so good in this situation all year.
Wind up. Harper hits it right to first. Pablo's got it for out number 1. Bryce is a little frustrated.
Hot shot. Take another look at this hot shot of Panda. Bryce once again can't even get out of the box. Doesn't even let go of the ball or the bat. Boom, right there. Got in that catcher's squat that he used to do in the minor leagues.
Young catcher, Pablo Sandoval. He could pitch, he could catch, he could throw from both hands.
Let him do everything. Go ahead.
He is the emergency catcher on this team.
At least he has experience with that.
He does. We've seen a few in the past. Not very often, but a few in the past. Doan had a pretty good cut, but it's 0-2. It's funny with Bryce Harper. He has always been a guy who will beat the shift. There have been a lot of years where he's been good at beating it. This year he has not been beating the shift.
Yeah, it's a different Bryce than we're used to seeing. It's just it's at least in the last couple months he's playing for numbers is what it seems like, just power numbers, and because he would just punch it over there and bunt it, do whatever to get on base.
He was good at that. And the shift really didn't work against him, and teams stopped shifting quite as aggressively. And this year they're shifting against him more aggressively than ever. And the batting average is at .230. It's a big reason why, I think. Still 1-2 to Rendon.
Good pitch there. Holland threw a nasty slider in the first inning to get the punch out on Rendon right after that similar fastball up. See if he goes that same sequence. He had a real good feel for that slider last inning.
A little longer pause. 1-2. That one is hammered down the left field line, but foul.
Just left the changeup up. Buster wanted it down. He was patting on the ground, left it up. But he's definitely got Rendon conscious of the fastball in or any pitch in at this point. Hunter, man of the people, flips the ball up there.
Hey, you were a pitcher. I was not a pitcher. But I always wonder, sometimes it seems like the more demonstrative a catcher is to a certain location, the less likely it is to go to that location. Maybe it's just me. That one down the left field line, similar spot, different trajectory.
There is some truth to that. There is. I think when you have such a feel for what's going on, you don't think about it. But when you are a kind of guy that all of a sudden you're focusing on something else. You don't expect your catcher to do that, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, let me try to do that. You're out of your mechanics just enough, and you leave it up.
Doesn't quite work. A golfer might relate. You can't hit it left, and then all of a sudden things change, and the mechanics are a little different, and you do what you say you can't do. It's just funny. It's not like I keep a notebook track of, okay, the catcher patted the dirt. Did he actually throw it in the dirt, or kept the target way up? You got to get it way up. Did he hit the target? Just kind of seems that way. That one is close, but called a ball. Been a much different strike zone today. I'm not saying it's been a bad strike zone, but I think much more of a rule book strike zone.
Here's another long at bat. Rendon doing a good job. We had mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that these next two batters are the ones that you really want to be facing with nobody on. Rendon doing a nice job against lefty this year, and Mark Reynolds doing real well as well. For Holland, he needs a shutdown inning.
10th pitch of this at bat. Rendon strikes out swinging. 2 down. Well, Warriors parade. They will celebrate another championship back in the Bay Area. And our coverage on NBC Sports Bay Area begins Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. So if you can't be there to watch the Warriors parade, you can watch it with us. Also, we'll stream live on the NBC Sports app. Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Don't miss it. Some cigars will be smoked probably. In the dirt with the ball to Reynolds.
Yeah, I think between the two teams that have won, the Caps set the bar pretty high as to going out and celebrating.
That is true. I think everybody loses if you're comparing them to the Caps. The Washington Capitals were here yesterday. We saw a lot of shots of them in the suite. It's a strange game because in the middle of action, having nothing to do with what was going on the baseball field, the fans would all of a sudden just erupt into applause. And you'd look down the left field line, and one of the Caps players was holding the Stanley Cup out to show everybody.
Great.
To Reynolds.
Great slider there. Got him way out in front.
See all the social media stuff from last night after they left the ballpark?
They had a party bus. They stayed on the bus. They went to Georgetown, the fountain, the waterfront in Georgetown, got in the fountains.
Alex
took
Ovechkin,
a keg stand.
Ovechkin was swimming in one of the fountains with the cup. That is strike 3 called. So he strikes out both Rendon and Reynolds. Holland could celebrate that. 2-0 Giants.
2002 World Series team with VIP experience on Saturday the 23rd. Attend a pregame panel with some of your favorite alumni from 2002. Will be Baker, Bell, Nen, Woody, and Smitty will be there in Triples Alley. You will also receive complimentary food and beverage with a Kurt Reeder bobblehead. For tickets and more info, visit sfgiants.com/special events.
And I'm glad they're doing it. It is a team worth celebrating, even though we all know the pain for those guys and for Giants fans at the very end of that year. 1-1 to Austin Jackson. It was a great Giants team that came about as close as you can come to winning without winning. And it's a tremendous group of guys, so hope we see a lot of you at the ballpark for that event. Scherzer to Jackson, hit down the right field line toward the corner. Harper will watch it land fair. And Austin Jackson on the move to second. He'll stop there. Leadoff double. How about that?
Nice job by Austin Jackson. Well placed fastball away. Jackson just hit it where it's pitched. Pitched away. Hit the ball the other way. Keeps it fair, keeps it down that line. Easy extra bases. And just like that, the Giants have a man in scoring position.
And we'll see if Derek Holland, this was not easy. See if he can get a bunt down against Scherzer.
Reynolds way down the line. See if he attempts a slash or not. Looking at Wotus.
I don't think it's out of the question. He actually had a pretty decent couple swings against Scherzer his first at bat. Really aggressive, and he's not showing bunt. He never did. He just swung away. Strike two.
The old bunt swing bunt sign. Wotus is going through it now. Gives you one chance at it. Now we need to find a way to get this ball down.
One and two. Two things can be true. Giants pitchers have not been very good bunters so far this year. It is also true that particularly against a guy like Scherzer, it ain't easy. That's strike three.
Got him with the changeup. Bottom just fell right out of that. And like you said, it's difficult to have to bunt off a guy like this. He's got some deception, low 3/4 release. And that change, wow, that just bottomed straight out. Severino coming up firing. Of course, you want to be at third base with less than 2 outs, but still got a man in scoring position. Top of the order, you turn it over. Looking for Joe Panik to pick you up right here.
We got a couple shots, Panik and Posey, to try to pad this 2-0 Giants lead. That's ball one. The Giants only have the 3 hits, 2 of them by Crawford, 1 a booming 2-run homer, but I think they've had a lot of good at bats against him.
Well, he's worked ahead in the count 10 of the first 11, and now he's only gotten ahead of the last 2 of the last 8 or 7, I should say.
That's a strike to Panik. He struck out Panik last time up, which is not easy to do. Panik's about the hardest guy in the National League to strike out. He got good speed and scoring position. This is the 80th pitch already for Max Scherzer. Panik broke his bat to second. Defoe throws him out. Jackson does go to third. He's only 90 feet away. Gives you a couple more avenues to try to get that run home, be it a wild pitch or an error by an infielder. Buster Posey twice has hit the ball hard. Severino's going to use the first visit to the mound. Both times he's grounded out, but both times I think he's hit it right on the button.
That's where you got to kind of just pick a zone, whether it be away or in, and just kind of focus on that and get the barrel to it.
And after that first pitch fastball, strike one swinging.
You can hear the mic pick up the grunt from Scherzer as he followed through on that one.
He and Bumgarner have a little similarity there. Let's see if he does it again. He did. Posey to right center field. Harper in, and Bryce Harper will make the catch. Leadoff double, but the Giants don't score. Still 2-0, middle 5 here from DC.
Hashtag hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Overcast afternoon here in Washington, D.C. Giants lead the Nationals 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Brandon Crawford's 2-run home run against the dominant ace of the Nats. Max Scherzer is the difference right now. Juan Soto, who is just so impressive at such a young age. Ball 1 to Soto. He's got a long way to go, but he's on pace to have the best hitting season of any 19-year-old in history, at least in the last half century or so.
Coming into the game, and he's better against lefties than righties. He's not intimidated by the lefty-lefty matchup.
And he had a really impressive plate appearance his first time up against Holland that ended in a base hit. He got a little tied up there. 1-2. Holland pitching well. He's given up 2 hits. Those were back-to-back to start the second. Got through that inning. He's only given up 1 base runner since. That one he jammed him. Soft roller to second. Panic for out number 1. Nice pitch.
It's what they tried to do that first time against him. Work under the hands, work inside. He squats down. We've talked about it many times now, trying to make contact, but that ball stays in, sinks even more in. And Holland still has enough giddy up. 92 is more than enough, and easy play for the Gold Glover over there, Joe Panic.
1 out. Michael Taylor, who grounded into a double play his first time up. Sandoval is going to give that one a look, but beyond his reach. Anytime we get a shot in the crowd in this series, I mean, we saw a Caps jersey there behind home plate. We've seen a lot of those this weekend, but a lot of number 31, Max Scherzer.
Definitely.
It is interesting how with Strasburg, with Harper, with all the star power on this team, Ryan Zimmerman, that Max Scherzer in a lot of ways has become the most popular Nat.
Yeah, he's the guy that caught Ovechkin's first pitch yesterday. When they had their last home game, the Capitals did. It was Scherzer and Ryan Zimmerman leading the "Let's Go Caps" chant in full uni, which was nice. Helmets, sticks, everything. Had everything going. They had the sweater. They had the sweater going too. So
I think that's part of it. Scherzer's kind of embraced his city, the other
Sure
teams
has.
in the city.
Sure has.
He's learned how to hit. He runs the bases. He's stolen a base this year. Michael Taylor, opposite field hit. It's a 1-out single. We're talking about this, Javi, how the Capitals were here yesterday, how this town has adopted this hockey team. First championship in DC in a long time.
That's the redo. That's the redo shot. Well edited. The redo.
The first pitch from Ovechkin to Scherzer didn't make it to Scherzer, went to the backstop. It was cool to see how these fans responded to the Capitals yesterday. Ball one here to Defoe. Michael Taylor, it is 2-0, but he's been an excellent base stealer, so Holland's going to have to pay attention to him.
And Defoe's tough to double up. He's only hit 1-1 against left-handed pitching. Got some speed himself.
Good off-speed pitch, 1-1. This has been the spot in these games where Derek Holland at times has been a little more vulnerable. Second time, third time through, right around this pitch count. And Bruce Bochy's been fairly aggressive in using the bullpen. Last start was a little different story. Last start, Holland came out because Bochy was so aggressive with the. He'd only given up 2 runs in 4 innings, but there was a spot to have a big inning. He had Alan Hansen on the bench. He used Hansen, and Hansen had a great at bat, knocked in a couple of runs. It turned into a huge inning for the Giants, and they won the game.
I like Holland checking here.
Yeah.
1-1 count, action count. 2 guys with speed. Want to stay out of a double play. But you're right with Holland. He did have a nice string of going 6 innings the last outings before the. Good call there. But yeah, you're right. Against the Cubs, Colorado, and then at Pittsburgh, he had thrown 6 innings. The last 2 starts have been 5 and 4. Look at this fastball in. Across the plate. Didn't look pretty, but it was over the plate. It was a strike. And see if he goes back to that breaking ball.
He did. And missed inside. 2-2. No steals in the National League. Turner 18, Taylor 16. Each of them has only been caught stealing 1 time. So those two, 34 for 36 between the 2 of them. That ball is lined to left. Pence will get there though. 2 down.
Good jump by Hunter in left field there. Slider up just enough. Defoe puts good barrel on it, but great anticipation, great jump by Hunter. And he got 2 away. With Severino come to the plate.
8th place hitter. Severino flied out his first time up. That's 84 pitches for Holland. You wouldn't call it a high stress outing because they've only had a couple runners at second base. He's done a pretty good job of that, but it's not been super efficient for Holland.
Give the Nats credit. They've been able to battle and fight off some real tough pitches, some tough sequences.
That one popped up. Taylor was running. It'll be beyond the reach of Buster.
This will be a real good out for Holland to get for many reasons. He can lead the next inning off with Scherzer. Again, no easy out at this point. He's hitting the ball well, but still rather lead off with the pitcher.
One. One thing about Holland today that I have liked, when he's tried to come in against the right-handers, if he's missed in.
He has. He's done a real good job of staying very directional, staying through the target. And I think that's what's helped his slider today.
Yeah. Good take by Severino. It's 3-1. Taylor not going anywhere. That is strike two. Severino thought it was ball four.
Perfect pitch. 3-1 challenge fastball, took it. Sets up inside, hits the target. Severino looking for the walk. Didn't get it. And Holland has a chance now right here. See if he goes back to the fastball in or goes that slider he's got a good feel for.
Pablo's still holding Taylor on, even though 3-2 with 2 down. Taylor runs, and that is ball four. That extends the inning. It gets Scherzer up to the plate. Scherzer walked his first time up, and you got to pitch him like a real hitter.
Yeah, you definitely do. He's hitting 273. Handling the bat very well this year.
With every pitch, it's becoming more likely that this would be it for Derek Holland. He's up to 90 pitches thrown, not through the 5th inning. Taylor breaks for third. Posey's going to throw there and just not in time. Buster, I think he thought he had him. That's a big risk for Michael Taylor. With 2 outs, you got to be sure Giants are going to check in the video room.
Buster threw it right into the tag. This is the way they ended the game. I think it was Trevor Story back home.
Yep.
Kind of throw it into the slide. And it looks like he just beat it there.
Real close. So first and third with 2 down, and it was ball 1 to Scherzer. Play 1-1.
Scherzer with a hungry swing there. Frustrated with just fouling that one back.
Remember very early in his Nationals career, he made some comments about, well, maybe we should all just use the DH. I think a pitcher had gotten hurt, not him, but another pitcher running the bases, swinging the bat. Bumgarner was less than happy. He had kind of a sarcastic reply. Not really out and out criticizing him, but just like, hey, go back to the American League if you don't want to hit.
Yeah, he's the one that signed the contract.
And it's funny how from that, just a couple years later, Scherzer not only wants to be a good hitter, puts in all the work, he's become one of the best hitters. 1-2. Hangs in there against Holland.
Holland wants that one back. Too good a pitch. 1-2 count. Throws a slider. But leaves it thigh high. Just wants to stay back. Finish through the delivery a little bit better. Get him to chase something down. Buster's expecting it down. Stays up. Catches too much plate. Or you just want to stay on that back leg just a little bit longer. Let your arm get up and finish through the target.
Scherzer, hard hit, but right to shortstop. Crawford forces out Severino, and Holland makes it through the 5th. On we go. 2-0 Giants. Sunday, you're still looking for a gift that's not a necktie or something like that, a pair of socks. How about the Father's Day pack? 2 tickets to 2 games, a Barry and Bobby Bonds bobblehead as a part of that package. sfgiants.com/dads. Very hard to say, Barry Bobby Bonds bobblehead, but
very well done.
It's a cool giveaway. Perfect gift for Dad. Johnny Cueto watching the game with the sunglasses on. It's been good, positive news for Johnny the last week or so. A couple different times throwing some pitches the other day. Feeling pretty good. I think he's optimistic that the time off has helped his right elbow.
I agree, and he's looking good out there. He's looking like he's letting it go. Been able to watch a few of the pens, and you don't want to jump the gun, but it has looked pretty good so far.
Very encouraging. Here's Pablo Sandoval. Pablo has walked twice in 2 trips against Max Scherzer. The guy who never walks anybody against the guy who used to say you couldn't walk him. Now he decides to swing at the first pitch, and he's very unhappy. Pops out to short. Round number 1.
Oh, this smart play is brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers, and it came right there off the bat with Brandon Crawford, top 4, 2-run shot into the second tank off of Max Scherzer. Rums are at a premium against Scherzer, and we'll take him any way you can get him.
Crawford's 2 for 2, including that home run. He's got the average up to 332. I made the suggestion that right now he is a leading candidate for MVP, and I actually think if you really look at it, you might say that the top 2 candidates for MVP in the National League are facing each other here.
That's true.
I mean, we've given the MVP where you can argue whether you should or not, but some pitchers have won it recently. It's 0-2 to Crawford here.
Oh, nice catch by the fan.
Really
Wow.
Was that a Giants vacation group?
I think it was just behind him, but it was a rocket. And look at that.
Huh.
Wow. Well done.
0-2. Crawford, another base hit just inside the bag at third down the line. Ball girl gets out of the way, so it stays in play. Brandon Crawford's got a single, a homer, and a double against Max Scherzer.
Stay hot.
There's that group I was talking about, the Giants vacations folks.
Wonder how you could spot them. How'd you spot them like that?
Yeah, they're really hidden here in D.C. They are loving what they're seeing for Brandon Crawford.
Yeah, fastball up and away. Hit it where it's pitched. Man, just stay hot. Look at that. Nice job. Finds himself in scoring position with the RBI leader for the Giants up at the plate.
Evan Longoria, who is 0 for 2 in this game, had an RBI shot in his first at bat and actually had a battle with Scherzer. Ended up striking out. Now gets a crack with Crawford at second and 1 out. Extra run would be huge. Just kind of floated one in there.
Yeah, it's that slider backed up just enough.
7 for 17 with 2 home runs, 3 doubles lifetime against Max Scherzer. And these days, even more than in the past. And this is a guy who's won 3 Cy Youngs. That's just super impressive. Good block by Severino.
The Cy Youngs that he's won, but it's, for me, it's the workhorse that you get out of him since 2010. I'm pretty much over 190 innings, 200 plus the last 5 seasons. Pencil him in every 5 days. It's a luxury.
Longoria popped it up. Turner just waiting for it to come down. It took a long time to come down. Up comes Hunter Pence. Giants bullpen is working.
Mark Melanson getting hot.
95 pitches through 5 innings for Derek Holland. It's not official yet, but I'm pretty sure he's coming out of the game. Was that a drop of rain?
Just a little bit, just a little passing shower. I think it'll be all right.
Okay. That's the relentless flow of the positive river from Javi Lopez.
Not a good fan play there. So he ends up in somebody else's lap.
Stay in your own seat.
Yeah. That's how you get to know your neighbor. Just go ahead and fall in their lap.
So that counts as socializing.
It does. In Atlanta, they ask you to go ahead and shake hands and talk to your seatmate.
They do, huh?
Say hello. And here, you just go ahead and play musical chairs.
Wait till a foul ball and then dive into the seat next to you. 0-1 to Hunter Pence. We've seen a lot of pitches from Scherzer. Remember, his last at bat was a 12-pitch at bat.
And Hunter's going full chest on this one. Look at that. Double button down. No undershirt. He's hungry. Feed the man.
He is 0 for 2.
Seeing the ball well.
He is. Two and 1. Wind has definitely picked up. We are literally on the roof at Nationals Park, so we feel maybe a different wind than you might feel actually down on the playing surface. But there's a little something brewing.
Are you saying a ball in the gap is about to happen?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay.
2-1. Or that.
2-1 challenge fastball by Scherzer. 95 outside corner painted. Just beat the bat just enough. But Hunter still with a chance here to do some damage.
Two. Got him. That was just nasty. 8th strikeout for Scherzer, and Crawford stranded in scoring position. Still 2-0. Sports Bay Area. Giants and the Marlins starting a 4-game series in Miami. The Marlins, who hosted the Padres this weekend. An hour-long pregame begins at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's 2-0 Giants trying to win this series against the Nats. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it is time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Holland goes 5. Does not give up a run. Mark Melancon takes over on the mound for the Giants.
Coming off for just the 4th time. Got an inning every time, and he's really been throwing the ball well. Had a little bit of a hiccup his last outing. Gave up a couple hits, but he's really been throwing the ball well. Throwing the ball aggressively, throwing the ball with conviction. He's got the top of the order to deal with.
Super sharp his first 2 outings, and you're right, here in Washington a couple nights ago wasn't quite as crisp. That curveball already looks better, I think, than the ones he was throwing on Friday, even though it was a little bit outside for a ball. And you're right, big hitters up right here, right now. Turner, Harper, and Rendon. Against a former Nationals late inning reliever, Mark Melancon.
He's gone curveball, cutter, 2-0. Just trying to get something back into the count. Want to get the leadoff hitter out in front of Bryce Harper.
He got him to roll over that cutter. Crawford makes the brilliant play to throw out the speedy Turner. That was not easy. He's doing it all today.
And got another cutter down and away, topped it. With his speed, you figure he's going to beat that out. But Crawford, you just watch this play right here. Comes to it, gets a quick exchange to the throwing hand. Chest high throw. Panda doesn't even have to stretch. He's just catching this one. Out by a step and a half. Nice play, Brandon Crawford.
With one of, if not the fastest runners in the National League, Trey Turner. That's a big out. Harper is not the tying run.
And that's a good curveball that you were talking about that he was just kind of missing his last outing. He's thrown 2 good ones so far. really getting on top of those.
Oh for 2 against Holland, now facing Melanson. Melanson 2 years ago was traded from the Pirates to the Nationals. He pitched 30 times down the stretch and into the playoffs with the Nats. Had a 1.82 ERA, 27 strikeouts, only 3 walks. He was really good. Harper on the ground, right into the shift. Pablo backhand, and the feed to Melanson. Harper really wasn't running. 2 down. And that's a play. Who knows? Sometimes a hitter gets tied up in the batter's box or whatnot, but maybe the pitcher hesitates coming off the mound to cover.
It's a nice job. Goes doubles up on the changeup. You're right. He just kind of. I'm not sure. Obviously, there's frustration there. That he's used to hitting for a higher average. He's just talking to his helmet and his bat. I'm sure they know each other.
And I get it. There's frustration, but that was a play where a mistake can happen. A bobble, a pitcher slow to cover, whatever. I don't know. 0-1 to Rendon. It was a good pitch from Melanson, who's gotten the first 2 out.
Or you're having Pablo play first base, a spot where he's not traditionally been at, and it's a backhand play. And you're like you said, something might happen in the exchange and the feed. He hasn't gotten a whole lot of reps at first base, but Giants will take it. Who cares?
Rendon 0 for 2, struck out twice against Holland. Derek Holland's best pitching today, in some ways, came against this guy, Anthony Rendon. 2-1 with the cutter.
Yeah, real sharp there, late life to it, off the plate, but much better action, much better life on his pitches so far today.
I'm with you. Looks good. Three and 1. I don't want to sound the alarm. I don't want to sound too. I don't overplay this, but the weather is changing, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's been overcast. The forecast calling for maybe some storms. The wind is whipping through here now.
This was the time that it said around 6 o'clock. We're just going to start to see some action.
I will say this: it's good to be ahead.
It definitely is. The Nats go up to New York, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they go up there. The Giants will be in Miami.
Taking the train tonight, the Nats are. They have an off day tomorrow. Giants will play tomorrow night in Miami against the Marlins. They brought back all the teal this weekend. You see that?
I did see that.
That's ball 4. Here's Mark Reynolds.
Yeah, who do you think had the better throwback? I saw that up on social media with the Rays. The Rays had busted out their old Devil Rays unis. You had the Marlins doing theirs. I think Cleveland had theirs going.
Cleveland had some cool ones. I actually really like the old Marlins teal, but I don't like the pinstripe with the teal.
Gotcha.
But I think that old Florida Marlins hat with the Marlin on it, I like that.
Yeah, it was nice to see that picture. I saw Charles Johnson was the first catcher I ever threw to in the big leagues. He was there. I played with Mikey Wall. Edgar Renteria ran out there. A lot of guys. Preston Wilson, another guy I was able to play with.
Ball 1 to Reynolds here. Yeah, they celebrated their history this weekend. Tomorrow it'll be back to normal.
Yeah, I think Charles Johnson was their first pick ever, right?
I think that's right. He became a good big leaguer, good catcher.
Gold Glover a couple times.
Well, dangerous guy at the plate. He is the tying run. A half swing and a miss. He broke down on that cutter.
It's that late life we've been talking about. It's real good action on these pitches. He's pulling them just a little bit, but I'd rather have that location than something down middle.
Reynolds, a pop-up, panic, angles back and gets there, kind of basket style for out number 3. Really strong inning for Mark Melancon. John Miller's going to join Javi on the TV side when we come back. 2-0 Giants.
All new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. And it's 2-0 here. Giants in the nation's capital, top 7. And here to tell you all about it, John Miller.
I'm just going to tell him a few things about it. You tell him mostly about it.
2-run homer by Brandon Crawford, and we're caught up.
There's a ball inside. The only runs of the game. Brandon Crawford going deep against Max Scherzer back in the 4th inning after a walk to Pablo Sandoval. So here's Mac Williamson trying to get the Giants going here. Now he takes the changeup for ball 2. Williamson has struck out and popped out to short against Scherzer. Seeing Scherzer actually for the first time in the game. Now a fastball just off the outside, knee high. 3-0. By the way, Matt Chisholm with the Giants public relations staff sent us a note. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. Brandon Crawford with a 3-hit game, and only Scooter Gennett and Martin Prado, now Brandon Crawford, have had as many as 3 hits in the game against Scherzer this year. That is low. He threw him a slider on a 3-1 count and walked him. How about that? So apparently he has a great deal of respect for the power of Mac Williamson.
He must.
So here comes Austin Jackson now. He's having a long look at third base coach Ron Wotus. Scooter Gennett is another middle infielder who's having just a fabulous year. In his case with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, great batting average going for him. Third walk by Scherzer. Now he's got 100th pitch here.
Got the call on that one. Didn't have to be called a strike.
He thought about it too. Saw Carlos Torres thinking about this one. Severino goes down to the knee to frame it. Got the call. The Giants got the leadoff runner on board. Now it's time to move them on over.
Wow, he threw a lollipop over there to first base.
Yeah, just checking in on him. Making sure Mark Reynolds was awake too.
There's a changeup. That's almost not fair. Jackson hit a double down the right field line his last time. He's the only Giant besides Brandon Crawford to have a hit in this game.
Everything's at a premium facing Mad Max. But now he's looking to protect 2 out or 2 strikes. Run on first. Trying to do a job, move him over, get him over.
Well, this one is not another low strike. The Nationals bullpen for the first time is busy. Is the Giants with the right-hander Sam Dyson throwing. And there's Matt Grace, the left-hander, up in the Nats bullpen. And I think that it may be starting to rain a little bit here, a little light sprinkle. And that is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seems like a passing shower is just kind of going by here.
I know you have your little weather app.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff's pushing north, so I think it'll be okay.
That's good. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. And did he get in under the tag? He did. Mac Williamson. He doesn't get asked to steal many bases, and that was more of a hit and run, but he stole it, although he slid halfway into left field.
He did. You see the jump, peeks in to see there's no action. Yeah, that's a missed the tag. Slams on the brakes, drops anchor, turns back to the bag. Stolen base for Big Mac.
9th strikeout for Scherzer. That's one of the views. I think the Nats replay people down in the clubhouse were checking to see if there was whether he got him or not. So now Alan Hansen up, and he has been the Giants pinch hitter deluxe since coming back from the disabled list. He's 4 for 6 with a home run as a pinch hitter. That's a called strike. Fastball in there. Always with guys who pinch hit a lot, there's always the discussion. Well, what's the best plan? And most of the guys who really made a living at it, they were not up there taking pitches. They were up there swinging at the first one that looked good.
Swing early, swing often, especially if it's straight. It's usually the approach you hear from guys that are coming off the bench.
0-1 to Hansen. Hansen has just been sensational with the bat. He's hitting .350, .375 batting left-handed. He is a switch hitter. But it's not just that he's got the high batting average, he's hitting with power.
Sure is.
Got 21 hits, and 12 of them have been for extra bases. 6 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. Base hit could be enough here to get a run home. Although there are some strong arms in that outfield. Great save by Severino. Williamson has to hold at second.
Just a bit inside.
That was pitch number 107 thrown by Scherzer.
Almost knocked his glove off.
I'm not sure how he got to that one. That's some rather profound quickness from the catcher Severino.
Yeah, it had State Farm sign written all over it.
2-1 the count. Change up. 3-1. Panic is on deck. Well, Scherzer could be close to being out of this game. Got the left-hander up in the bullpen with the left-handed hitter on deck.
108 pitches.
Williamson led off the inning with a walk, stole second as Jackson was striking out. Now Hansen. Popped up in the wind, and there's pretty good wind blowing around this ballpark now, but Rendon has no trouble with it. Not this time for Alan Hansen. Two down. Bruce Bochy did say that he thought about maybe having Hansen play second and giving Panic his day off here. He's trying to get all the regulars days off early on in this road trip. McCutcheon's the one getting today off. Crawford yesterday. And on down the list. But he said, you know, there's a real comfort factor to having a guy like Hansen on the bench to put in at just the right moment.
Well, for the numbers you just mentioned, he's comfortable with that role and he's swinging a hot bat.
Ball one to Joe Panic on a changeup, and Panic 0 for 3 in this game. We're in the 7th. The Giants are leading 2-0. Runner in scoring position. The Giants have not had a hit yet with the runner in scoring position in this one against Scherzer. 0 for 7. He's critical at bats. That's a called strike. And Joe Panic was not quite so sure.
When you're facing a guy like this, you're picking a zone, you're looking for a certain spot. I don't think he was looking in there. He's probably looking at something middle away. This will be a pitch 112. He's gotten up to 121 this season. He's always throwing over 100 pretty much every start. So this should be it, like you said, for Max. This will probably be his last inning for sure. Maybe his last hitter, depending on what happens.
2-1 to Joe Panic. Panic has not had much success against Scherzer. 2 hits in 14 career at bats. Little dribbler. Scherzer barehands it. So that's 7 in the books for Scherzer. Let's see if there are more to come. But right now we go to the last of the 7th. 2-0 Giants.
Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
The Warriors Championship Parade coming up on Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. right here at NBC Sports Bay Area. Stick with the team you've been with all season long for the best parade coverage in the business. Why watch the parade anywhere but on the home of the authentic world champion Warriors fan, NBC Sports Bay Area, and streaming live on the NBC Sports app. Giants leading 2-0 here in Washington as we head to the last half of the 7th inning. And a pitching change for the Giants. Dyson is in to pitch when it's time for a change. The speedy oil change and auto service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. I was just thinking, nobody's had more experience covering championship parades maybe than NBC Sports Bay Area.
I would agree with you. I think they're well versed. They probably have the cameras already set up. They know exactly where to be.
They've had a lot of practice.
A lot of practice.
And congratulations again to the Warriors. So exciting.
Definitely.
To see them do it again. They got really tested, especially by the Houston Rockets. It wasn't easy. So here's Dyson. Sorry, and you were about to.
That's okay. I was just saying
about Dyson.
Coming out for the 30th time and really been throwing the ball well for Bruce Bochy in the bullpen. Really found his sinker, little cutter, and the quality changeup working down in the zone very, very well, and really in a nice groove.
Juan Soto, the rookie, will lead off against him. 2-0. The Giants are leading. A home run by Brandon Crawford into the second deck in straightaway right field. Back in the 4th inning with a man aboard, accounting for the only runs in the game up till now. And that's in there for a called strike. I remember when the Warriors won the NBA title for the first time as the San Francisco Warriors. They won it a couple of times as the Philadelphia Warriors in the late 40s and again in the 50s. They moved into San Francisco in the early 60s. 1975, they won the title. Al Attles was the coach. Rick Barry was on that team. Nate Thurman was the center, one of the best in the game. I was a pretty big fan of those teams.
Sounds like it.
But I was broadcasting soccer the year that they won, and I had a game in Toronto, and we flew back. So I couldn't watch the telecast, but I heard that they had won. We flew, the soccer team and the broadcaster flew to Chicago and then changed planes, and we got on our flight and the Warriors were on it. They won the NBA title and did not fly a charter. They flew commercial.
How about that?
And they had to go from here in Washington, where they won the title, to Chicago to change planes on their way home. Talk about times changing. That's all for Soto. He's gone.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore. No way. Comeback sinker. A little generous with the call, but that's okay. Dyson's been all around the zone. You're going to get that call when you've been working it right there. Nice job by Buster to bring it in those last few inches just to get that called strike. Quickly went away.
One out here is Michael Taylor. He's grounded into a double play and single to right. That's ball one. But that's when I first met Bill King, the great broadcaster, one of my idols. And so they're all up in first class, and the soccer team and the soccer broadcaster were back in the back. But I wanted to meet Bill, so I went up and introduced myself. And he says, "Do you want some champagne?" I said, "Well," he says, "Rick," turning to Rick Barry, "get John some champagne, will you?" So Rick Barry comes over to, who's a Hall of Famer, pours me a glass of champagne. So I got to celebrate with the Warriors on their way back home from that NBA championship game.
That's awesome.
It really was. That's a foul off the right field line.
Were there cigarettes being smoked on the airplane?
Oh no, I'm sure there weren't. I have no memory of that. The great thing about Bill King, and one of the things that made him such a great broadcaster, I think, he was always fascinated in everything, but always fascinated wherever he was at that moment. And he wanted to know all about how do you broadcast a soccer game. And 2-1 the count to Taylor, and that's ball three. 3-1. And I knew that Bill had a fascination with Russia and the Russian language. And our goaltender was named Mike Ivanov, or Ivanov. And he wanted to meet him. He starts speaking Russian to him.
New Paruski. Nemnoga.
You speak Russian?
A little bit.
If only Bill King was still around, the late Bill King. That's a walk for Taylor. The Nationals are so close in this game. The Giants have led since the 4th inning, but it's only 2-0. That brings the possible tying run to the plate. Wilmer Defoe. He's hit 3 home runs for the year. Defoe is 0 for 2 in this game. Switch hitter, he'll bat left-handed now. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Giants. No runs, 3 hits for the Nats.
Dyson's going to have to do a good job of trying to hold. He's very slow to the plate. Got a burner at first.
There he goes. Buster. Bouncing the throw, and he came off the bag and he's called out.
Second time we've seen that. Mac Williamson goes by the bag. Maybe that's only 89 feet down to that base or something. Both guys go by it. Mac Williamson able to get back. Taylor by the bag. Crawford alertly puts the tag. Look at it, straight steal. Doesn't even check, see if there's any action. Goes by the base. Crawford alertly tags him. Nice job. Taylor knew it. And that is a huge second out.
Yeah, he's out. And there will be no replay review on that one. So 2 down, nobody on. What a play. What a huge play. And Defoe with a count of 0-2. He had a strike on that pitch that Taylor was trying to steal on. So there's no steal there. He's thrown out from Posey to Crawford, 2-6. And getting the ball there quickly still ended up being crucial on the play.
It did.
He did not go halfway to left field. He was just off the bag. And
Crawford with a nice pick. I mean, be able to make that play. He's obviously got the good hands, but Buster came up firing. Alertly placed the tag and 2 away, and Dyson looking to finish the drill here, get that 3rd out.
This is hit softly, panic, and that ends the inning. Only the 2nd time this year that Michael Taylor thrown out trying to steal. Posey, Pablos, Crawford coming up. Toyota dealer. The Giants out in front, 2-0 as we head to the 8th inning. 2 runs on only 4 hits against Max Scherzer, who's now out of the game. No runs, 3 hits for the Nationals against Derek Holland, who went the first 5. Melanson and Dyson have followed him from the bullpen. And Brandon Crawford has been the man. 4 hits for the Giants, 3 of them off the bat of Brandon Crawford. A single, a 2-run homer in the 4th, and then a double in the 6th. What a day for Brandon Crawford. Pitching change for the Nats. It's Matt Grace on in relief of Scherzer, the left-hander, when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change, an auto service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Buster Posey leads off against him. It's 0-1.
The Giants got to look at Grace Friday night, inning in 2/3. It's a sinker. And that little slider there, curveball.
Right to the second baseman, Defoe. And Buster is retired. Buster 0 for 4 in this game. Third time he's hit a ground ball for an out. Pablo Sandoval will have to switch around and bat right-handed now. Well, there's no rule about it. I guess he didn't have to. That's what switch hitters do. When a lefty comes in, they bat right-handed. A little bit low for ball one. Called the ball anyway. Pablo walked his first 2 times, including just ahead of Crawford's home run. So he scored in the Crawford homer, the only 2 runs of the game up till now. Right center, Harper goes 0 for 2 now with those 2 walks. Giants bullpen is busy, getting ready for the 8th inning. Looks like Tony Watson up out there, the left-hander. There he is. Brandon Crawford will come up now. Crawford's batting average for the season is now .335. Scooter Gennett of Cincinnati was leading the league in batting average at the start of the day at .342. Down the left field line. That is a fair ball and hit right on the foul line.
Got to go 3. You got to go 3. You got to go.
He needs a triple for the cycle, but he's content with a double.
Definitely the right call, but you you want to see him go for it.
Hitting for the cycle, which is, I mean, a great achievement, but more of an oddity. You can have a better day without hitting for the cycle.
Mislocated fastball. Crawford once again just squares it up nicely right down that left field line. Look at that. Hits the chalk. Puts a little English on it. Almost scoots by Soto, but able to put his glove on it and hold him to a double.
Second 4-hit game of the year for Brandon Crawford. The other one was at AT&T Park against Cincinnati.
That'll be it for Mr. Grace.
Crawford had 3 singles and a double in that game against Cincinnati. Man, it's just spectacular. What a show it's been watching Brandon Crawford these last 6 weeks. Pitching change with the right-handed hitter Longoria coming up. The Nats go to their bullpen. Runner at second, 2 down. We'll be right back. gray day. And here is Sean Kelly in for the Nationals bullpen, the right-hander to face the right-handed hitter, Evan Longoria.
He's coming on for the 17th time. They saw him also on Friday night following Strasburg's early exit. Basically a 3-pitch pitcher, or actually 2-pitch pitcher, I should say, sorry, 4-seam fastballs and sliders off of that. And he's on to try to get this last out of the inning. And Longoria trying to knock in Brandon Crawford from second base.
Longoria has only 1 hit in his career against Kelly. It was a home run. To the shortstop, Turner. And just like that, the Giants are retired. So another hit for Brandon Crawford, with the Giants still with the 2-run lead. We go to the last of the 8th.
Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available to listen to live as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. That's where you find the happy hour.
It's 2-0 Giants as we go to the last of the 8th inning. And Tony Watson is on to pitch for the Giants now. The left-hander in the setup role. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Coming on for the 29th time, doing an awesome job setting up Hunter Strickland in that bullpen. He's going to have to do it against the bottom part of this order. Great first pitch change up there.
Severino, the catcher, who was flied out to shallow left, and then he walked in the 5th inning against Holland, the starter. That's called strike. It's 0-2. Is that another changeup?
Yeah, back to it again. Great spot, great location, down and away. Nothing you could do with that pitch.
Two strikes to count. And that's all. And he went right back to it again.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. 3 straight changeups. You don't see that too often, but when you're getting that kind of action on it, just look at the darting action down. Bottom falls right out of that. Legs out of this swing. He's just reaching, got him reaching. 1 away.
Pinch hitter Watson. Yeah, and 1 away. And Sanchez up as the pinch hitter. Adrian Sanchez batting for Kelly, the pitcher. There's Bochy handing this over to the bullpen. In relief of Holland starting in the 6th inning. There's a called strike to Sanchez. And that was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. And Melanson with a scoreless 6th inning. Dyson a scoreless 7th inning, and now Watson here in the 8th. 1 out, nobody on. Off the inside. The Giants went to spring training. They didn't have Tony Watson yet. He was out there, and if memory serves, they signed him the day that all the hitters arrived at spring training. Pitchers and catchers already been there for several days.
Sounds about right. And he's got these guys off balance right now. Another nice changeup.
He never. So he had kind of a late start in the spring. They got into some of the Cactus League games. You see that pitch you're talking about. 1-2 the count. He never had a single strikeout the whole exhibition schedule in Arizona. And then the first time he pitched in the regular season at Dodger Stadium, the first series of the year, struck out 3 in a row. The first start he had. And this 93-mile-an-hour fastball and the changeup was kind of a revelation to all of us who've been watching them all spring.
Hey, you had the extra deck, the extra people, turn on the lights, good things happen.
Joe Paddock, 2 down. So the ballpark's a little bigger and he's a little bit better.
That's exactly right.
And I thought, well,
you got to shine under the big bright lights.
He's a veteran. He didn't waste anything in the spring.
Nope.
And he didn't count.
Just made sure he got ready.
Trey Turner will come up now. Turner is 0 for 3. The 2 big base stealers have both had bad moments in this game. Taylor trying to steal second in the 7th, overslid the bag and got tagged out by Crawford. Turner on board on a force out with 2 down in the 3rd, and Bryce Harper up, biggest home run threat in the league right now, and he got picked off by Derek Holland. Both huge plays in a 2-0 game. And they've been 2 of the best base stealers in the league, as you see. Trevor Gott just activated today, brought up from the minors today up in the bullpen. Right center field hit well. Mac Williamson got it just in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. Caught that one and then banged into the Cleveland-Detroit score. On to the 9th inning. Pence coming up. 2-0 Giants. Giants leading the Nationals 2-0. And the Nats go to their bullpen. They made a couple of moves today, disabling Brandon Kinsler, the reliever, and the starter, Steven Strasburg, before the game. And Trevor Gott was one of the guys that they brought up from the minor leagues. And here is Gott right away into a game.
He's up for the 18th game. You look at the numbers there. The ERA is not where you want it to be, but It's basically a two-pitch mix kind of guy. You're going to see a lot of sinkers out of him in the mid-90s and then a big curveball. But he's got a little funky delivery to him, a little high three-quarter delivery, a little bit of crossfire. Basically a two-pitch guy, though.
Hunter Pence leads off against him. And that's at 96 miles an hour, called strike one. Now there's a question as we look ahead to the last of the ninth inning. Pence takes the ball outside about the last of the ninth inning because Bryce Harper is scheduled to lead off. The Giants have their closer, Hunter Strickland, warming up in the bullpen. That almost got him.
It's up.
2-1 now to Pence. There's Strickland up in the bullpen for the Giants. But with Harper coming up, you leave Tony Watson in for one more hitter after he has pitched the 8th inning already. And that's ball 3. By the way, just to sort of give you a little bit more information about that possibility, Watson has faced Harper 8 times, and Harper's 0 for 8 against him. Big swing there by Pence.
I think it's definitely something you do unless you get a lot of things cooking here. You have an opportunity to put on some more runs, and then you don't worry about it so much. But you play the matchups that you got.
Watson is due up 4th in this inning. Pence gets the walk. I thought maybe he had him.
Real close call. Good take by Hunter Pence. Got kind of wondering where that's at, and I think just him being around the zone a little bit too much in that at bat, getting used to the mechanics. Torres didn't make the call.
But here is Mac Williamson now. He has struck out, popped to short, and walked. Pence 0 for 3 in the game out of the walk. Bryce Harper. And Pence will have to go back to first. 1 away. Austin Jackson will come up now. Jackson is 1 for 3. Hit a double leading off the 5th inning down the right field line. Giants have just not been able to get a hit, though, with the runner in scoring position as a team. They're 0 for 9 in those big at-bats for the day. The Giants offense, and the only runs that have scored in the game, back in the 4th inning on a Brandon Crawford home run. A 4-hit game for Brandon. A homer, 2 doubles, and a single. Ball 1 to Austin Jackson.
And you could see the heavy late movement on that sinker, mid-90s, mid to upper 90s at this point. Just being able to power, getting that late life. It's going to work these right-handers in a lot.
Called strike. You can see they like his arm. He throws hard.
Oh, yeah. Short, compact guy, quick delivery. Not easy to steal on. Plus, he's pitching from that third base side of the rubber, hiding the ball as best he can.
That's a foul. 1-2. Out of the University of Kentucky, Trevor Gott. Giants have only 5 hits today and only 2 runs in a game started against them by the great Max Scherzer, but they are leading. 1 out, 1 on. Top foul back behind the plate. The pitcher is due up next. And Gorkys Hernandez is in the on-deck circle. Bruce Bochy said Gorkys would have been in the starting lineup today, but he got hit right in the rib cage on a pitch yesterday. And although he stayed in that game, he didn't feel very good this morning when he woke up. And that breaking ball is out of the strike zone. 2-2 the count. Bochy's held out hope that Gorkys would take treatment during the game and maybe feel up to getting an at-bat in the game if the necessity arose. And there he is in the on-deck circle. And now it's a 3-2 count. Joe Panik, the leadoff man, would follow Gorkys Hernandez if in fact he is going to bat here. We'll keep an eye on Pence. Pence still has a lot of speed.
And this is Gott's inning too. There's nobody in the pen. They're counting on him to get the job done. They've been going to that pen a lot these last 2 nights.
There goes the runner. And no play there for Turner, so he has to go to first, and he's in time to get Austin Jackson. So Pence running with the pitch, and that's why now he's in scoring position. Gorky Hernandez is going to turn around and go back to the dugout, and instead it's going to be Andrew McCutchen to pinch hit with a runner in scoring position now.
Come on, Kutch.
That's the thing about off days in the National League. They're never truly off. You just get about the first 6, 7 innings off. Eventually you're going to have to come up and get a pinch hit or be a part of a double switch. It's just how it goes.
Andrew McCutchen hitting .261, 6 homers, 18 doubles, 29 batted in. He had 2 hits and an RBI last night. He had a homer and a single Friday night. This is a big run. Right now, the Nationals can get just 1 man on base and send the possible tying run to the plate. Jets would love to get Pence home here. Make it a 3-run lead. McCutchen trying to do that. 1-1 now. 96-mile-an-hour heater.
Well, at least now you know who's going to face Bryce. That has been answered.
Hunter Strickland will be coming in, and Bryce Harper will be facing him. They don't have a whole lot of history, but it seems like they do. Called a strike on the outside. 1-2 now. Time he's faced Strickland since he hit those 2 home runs against him in the postseason in 2014 in the division series. He got drilled by Strickland last year, which precipitated a brawl. Both of them ended up being suspended. And it was a nasty brawl too. 1-2 the count. Into center field, but Taylor right there. And that ball started to sail on him a little bit. He just did catch it. Hit hard by McCutchen. So the 2 runs will have to be enough. We'll be back. Bryce Harper was at AT&T Park in late May of last year. And here's what happened. You see there, Jeff Samardzija going in, and from a different angle, Michael Morse was going in.
Ended his career.
And that was
last you saw of Michael Morse.
Michael Morse was ever on a baseball field. He suffered a concussion. So here is Harper versus Strickland. There's a chop foul. Now the only other time they had ever faced each other was in the postseason in 2014 when Strickland was a very raw rookie. He was a September call-up, and they liked what they saw, and he had the kind of stuff that teams like to have in their bullpen in October. So they put him on the postseason roster. But he also gave up, he literally gave up 7 or 8 home runs in that postseason. 2 of them to Bryce Harper in the division series. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Threw a changeup there to Harper. Harper is grounded to first, lined out to first, and grounded to first again. 2 at-bats against Derek Holland, the starter, and the last one was against Mark Melancon. 9th inning, 2-0 Giants. The infield in the overshift, 3 infielders to the right of second. Anthony Rendon is on deck. That's right into the defense. Brandon Crawford. Harper just jogging up the line again. I don't know if something's wrong with him. The last 2 ground balls he hit, he just jogged up the first baseline. 1 away.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, again, we talked about it when Fleming was over here. There's frustration with the way he swings, but you watch it here. He just hits into the shift and just long strides it down to first base and turns right.
He's a fast runner.
And at this point, again, the Giants, they don't care. You're out. You're going back to the dugout. 2 more outs.
Rendon. And that's ball 1. Rendon is a guy with power. Hit 25 home runs last year and hit over 300 for the season. So far this year, only 6 home runs for Anthony Rendon. He struck out twice against Holland and walked against Melancon in this game. And that's a called strike at 95 miles an hour.
Nice pitch to get back into the count.
Two runs, 5 hits for the Giants. No runs on only 3 hits for the Nationals. All 3 of their hits against the starting pitcher, Derek Holland. The shortstop, Crawford charging it, didn't hit very hard. 2 down. Good strategy, make him hit it to Crawford.
And it's that good slider that he's really developed this year. There's much talked about being able to work with John Smoltz a little bit in the offseason. But you see the action on that slider getting it down, and like you said, when you get to 6 threes, you would take 27 of them in a ball game if you could get that.
Indeed. And here is Matt Adams to pinch hit for Mark Reynolds. By the way, after pinch hitting for the pitcher, Andrew McCutchen has stayed in. He's now in right field. Strickland in the spot in the batting order where Williamson had been. Matt Adams having a big year for the Nationals. The guy with more home runs for the Nats than Adams is Bryce Harper. Adams has hit 13 homers as a guy who platoons. Strike 1 the count to Adams. Strike 2.
Real nice changeup. Adding and subtracting very well right now. Crawford slides over. Longoria kind of flip-flop positions.
Crawford back to short. Longoria now at the second base position. Panic is out in shallow right. Struck him out. Another changeup, the splitter. And the ball game is over. And that's one of the best saves of the year for Strickland, and certainly one of the most satisfying saves. It gives the Giants the series, and they beat Max Scherzer, no less, to get it. A great day for the Giants here.
It really is. They had a tough task coming in. Runs were at a premium when you're facing the best guy in the league. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 9-game win streak that he's on. And again, when you look at the Nats, they're a hot team, but they have not established home field advantage here. They're now 15-16 at home. And the Giants playing some quality baseball on the beginning of this road trip.
Derek Holland gets the win over Scherzer, and a save for Hunter Strickland. 2-0.